What's going on, guys? It's Hi, and I personally get a good amount of packages. I would prefer to receive the packages at home, but sometimes the timing just doesn't work out and things can definitely sit outside and possibly be stolen. So when I discovered that you could now get a smart delivery drop box, I was all over it, and this is just that, the Eufy Smartdrop. In short, this is a metal box that is openable via a 4 to 6 digit code, a physical key, or the Eufy app, as the Smartdrop can connect to a Wi-Fi network. The Smartdrop has a built-in 1080p camera for you to use and track when it's in use, or just for general security monitoring. It is powered by a rechargeable battery, or you can hardwire it for constant power. The Smartdrop comes with concrete anchors and bolts for a more secure mounting solution, but you can just put it outside without anchoring if you want. But just remember that the entire box only weighs about 40 pounds, so it's not exactly difficult to just walk off with the entire thing if it's not anchored down. On screen, you can see the manufacturer's advertised dimensions, and Eufy advertises that the Smartdrop is large enough to fit 99% of packages. Obviously, that just depends on what you're ordering, but the Smartdrop has been working out pretty well for me in terms of size. Overall, this is a pretty straightforward product. Sure, it has a bunch of settings that you can adjust, but day to day, the thing just sits there. Someone comes, punches in a code, it opens, they put your packages in the box and leave. Then the packages just sit there until you go to retrieve it. Pretty straightforward. There are other videos out there that fully break down the app features and everything that you can do with the Smartdrop, so I suggest that you check out those videos if you are interested in that. What I want to do is share my experiences with you after a few months of using the Smartdrop and if I think it's worth buying. Let's start with general use. Because a security lockbox isn't exactly a common thing for residential use, will something like the Smartdrop even be used by shipping carriers? From my experience, this is a hit or miss. Since having the Smartdrop, I've had deliveries from all major shipping companies and adoption definitely varies. No doubt, the people who use the Smartdrop the most are the people that repeatedly delivers to my address. For me, this means my regular Amazon guy and my regular UPS guy. Now you may be wondering how you give the access code to the delivery people. Eufy recommends that you add it to the address line 2 of your shipping address, the place where you usually type in the suite or apartment number. From my experience, you can do this, but the delivery people are not always going to take the time to look or read the label, and they just won't see the code. What I did was to also make some high-vis signs, one at the front of the door in case they walk past the giant box, and one right next to the box. Both signs reiterating important instructions. I've found that this helps, but not perfect, because at the end of the day, some of these delivery people are just going through the motion and trying to get through the day. Some have already made up their mind and plan to put the package at the front of the door, and nothing's going to change that. I've even had some people, instead of trying to put it in the box, they literally just put it right next to the box and walk away. From my experience, every courier has people who are willing to use the box and people who aren't. The best I can do is just to talk to my regulars and ask them to use the box. This helps, as my regular Amazon and UPS guys always makes the effort when possible. At the time of this video, I've used the Smartdrop for over 3 months, and I want to share with you some of the issues that I've experienced. Right off the bat, right after installation and putting the box outside, for whatever reason my lid kept having trouble opening. The Smartdrop has some voice prompts, and mine kept telling me that the lid may be stuck, so try again. In my situation, the lid always got stuck on the first try and would take a second or third attempt before it would actually open. I was worried about this, but somehow the issue just resolved itself and worked as it should the next day. However, this touches on another issue. If for whatever reason a delivery person can't open the mailbox, they'll usually try a second time, maybe a third time, and they will then usually just give up. This can be because the lid is stuck or they put in the wrong access key, whatever reason. If it takes multiple tries, the delivery people will usually give up. So if there's already something wrong with the lid and it won't open on the first try, the chances of the delivery people actually using it will dramatically decrease. Just remember, these people are on the clock and they don't have all day to deal with your fancy security lockbox. When it comes to the code, I've noticed a few things that have been an issue for me. First, I don't know what it is, but some people just can't seem to open the box with the code. I don't know if it's a user error, or they're just entering the wrong code, or the code is actually wrong on the label, because that can definitely be a possibility. In the beginning, I noticed that some Amazon people just could not punch in the right code. I asked some what they were punching in and they said the wrong number. For some reason, Amazon was only displaying 5 of the 6 digits. This is exclusively a problem with Amazon, and I wish I could say why it is, but it just seems to be a random sporadic problem. Next, let's talk about weather. The Smartdrop is IP65 rated and Eufy advertises weatherproof. Prior to buying the Smartdrop, I watched a few reviews where people mentioned that during freezing temperatures, the latch mechanism would freeze and not open. I personally have not had this problem, and my Smartdrop has been out in the rain one day and then snow the next, so theoretically, if the lid were to freeze shut, this would have been the time. However, I had another problem. During a recent mini snowstorm, I guess enough of the snow got around the buttons, melted, then froze all the buttons in place. I didn't know that this was a thing until I saw this Amazon delivery person outside going at it on the box. I mean, just look at this employee of the month. When she saw that the buttons were frozen, she tried to melt the ice with her breath. Then she called us so we could go outside and get the box instead of just leaving it out at night. You gotta appreciate a hard worker like this. Later, I went to check on the Smartdrop for myself, and sure enough, it was frozen solid. The buttons didn't even want to move. When I saw that this issue was possible, I was pretty bummed because it's very likely going to happen again considering my environment. To resolve this issue, I can move the Smartdrop under my porch where it would be out of the rain and out of the snow, but I really don't want to do that because it's a big old box and is somewhat unsightly next to the door. I put it where it currently is with the plan to grow the surrounding bushes out so they actually camouflage it. But if the box is going to freeze and not be usable, I might have to just move it under the porch. This next thing isn't necessarily a complaint, but more so something that you should be aware of. If you get something like the drop box that's rather big and obvious and you don't hide it somehow, it's probably going to attract some interesting people. So over the last few months of use, those are the main issues that I've had. Hard to say if those issues are actually deal breakers because I have had a lot of use for this box. I think ultimately what determines things for me is the price. The Smartdrop retails for $399.99. Even as someone who enjoys this product quite a bit, I would say that that is a bit much. However, as with all Eufy products, it will go on sale. I held out from buying this product when it came out because again, $400 is a bit much, and after about a month of price watching, I saw the Smartdrop drop down to $300, then $250, then $200, which is how much I personally bought it for. I've seen the Smartdrop sit around $200 quite often now, so I would definitely recommend picking it up for around that price if you can, or just wait out for one of the sales. When in doubt, wait for a holiday because Eufy always has sales. It may not be on the Smartdrop, so you have to wait for more than one holiday, but if you want a deal, just wait it out. I guarantee you that it will go on sale. So at $200, I would say that this product is worth it. It provides me with a sense of security and assurance that I'm willing to pay for. It's not functional 100% of the time, but that's mostly a problem with delivery people. They just aren't trained to work with such a device, but hopefully that will change in the future. I guess I'll just be the guinea pig and help to introduce such a device, at least to the delivery people that I interact with. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you can give the video a thumbs up, share it around, comment down below with any thoughts or questions that you may have. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content, and if you want to further support my work, consider hitting the join button down below to become a member of this channel or becoming a patron on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.